Hi everybody. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Elgin Aslanlı from the Department Social Sciences and Multiculture. And this is my second online lesson. And if you remember, my first online lesson was about the Republic of Constitution of Azerbaijan Republic. And today I have decided to say a lecture about the history of Azerbaijan. And the topic is called that Azerbaijan part of the Arabian Caliphate and the independent feudal states in Azerbaijan between the century 9th and 12th. And the topic consists of 4 questions. The first question is called the occupation of Azerbaijan by Arabian Caliphate and the spread of the Islam religion in Azerbaijan areas. And the second question is called the land and tax policy in Azerbaijan during the Caliphate period. And the third question will discuss the rebellion against the tyranny of Arabs and Quran movement. And the last question, we will discuss the feudal states of Azerbaijan between the century 9th and 12th. And before started our lesson, I must say one thing that fortunately, almost all the period or different period of the history, the different part of the world, the foreign invaders, different foreign invaders wanted to occupy it and to make the local population to obey their rules. And we can ask what was the reason why almost all the period of the Azerbaijan lands meet like that foreign invaders attack. There are many first reasons. The first reason is that we know that Azerbaijan is one of the oldest places in the world, and from the ancient times the human types lives in these areas. And the second time we know that Azerbaijan situated on the international Silk Way. And the third reason, almost all the period of the history, Azerbaijan played as a bridge role between the Asian and the Europe. And the last main reason, the natural resource, or rich natural resource. All of them attracted the foreign invaders, and they wanted to occupy Azerbaijan lands. And at the beginning of the 7th century, there are new foreign invaders appeared which that wanted to occupy Azerbaijan lands. This is Arabian Caliphate. Before giving information to attack Arabian Caliphate to Azerbaijan areas, I wanted to give some information about the history of Arabian Caliphate, some information about the history of Arabian Caliphate. We know from the history that this empire was established at the beginning of the 7th century, 632, and by Muhammad. And the main aim of this empire since established, there were 2 main aims. The first main aim was that as much as possible to occupy more lands. And the second main aim of this empire, to spread new religion, Islam, among the people, more population. And in this case, they wanted to occupy as much as possible more lands and spread this new religion among the people. And before giving information the attacks of Arabian Caliphate to Azerbaijan lands, I want to give some information about the situation in Azerbaijan before Arabian armies came to Azerbaijan. We know from the history of Azerbaijan that in this period our country was seized by Sassanid Empire, as the population of Azerbaijan had to obey the rules of Sassanid Empire. And the situation was very hard for the people because the amount of the taxes was very higher. In this case, the people couldn't pay the tax in time. On the other hand, the big Iran Persian feudal gives the trouble to the local population. And the situation we said that was very bad. And in this time, 634, the Arabian armies approached the borders of Sassanid Empire. And 632, 633, the Arab army crossed the border of the Sassanid Empire through modern Iraq provinces, district. And in this period, the empire of Sassanid was Yezdajid served. At once, he demanded all the countries were subject empire to send troops against the white Arabian Caliphate. Also, in this period, we know that Albania, we said that in this period there was Albania state in Azerbaijan, but it wasn't independent state. It was dependent on the vassal Sassanid Empire. Dynasty. And the ruler of state was Varaz Grigor. Varaz Grigor also had to send to fight against the Arabian Caliphate to the center of empire. And he sent troops, and the leader of these troops was Javanshir. Javanshir was the son of Varaz Grigor. We must say one thing, that in this period, Sassanid Empire wasn't as strong as before. And in this case, of course, there is no another way. It is not possible to defeat Arabian army. And the first fight happened between the sides 636. You can see on the slide near the Qadisiyah place. In this case, this battle, known the history of the world as Qadisiyah fight. And the result of this fight was ended as a tragedy for Sassanid Empire. The Sassanid army was destroyed by the Arabian Caliphate. But on the other hand, Javanshir showed him as a brave in this fight. In this case, the empire of Sassanid Yezdajid rewarded him, and he presented him with a gold sword and gold belt. Also, he put a crown on his head. But we said that it was impossible to defeat from the attacks of Arabian Caliphate. 638, the capital of Sassanid Empire, Ctesiphon, was captured, was occupied by Arabian Caliphate. And almost Sassanid Empire has lost everything. And he hadn't got enough power in the war. And after this event, the army of the Arabian Caliphate entered the borders of Azerbaijan. And 642, there were two battles between Sassanid Empire and the Arabian Caliphate. One of them happened near the Hamadan. The second one happened near the Nahavan. And this Nahavan. And the result of these battles had finished by the victory of Arabian army over there against the Sassanid Empire. And after these battles, Qum and Kashan cities was occupied by Arabian Caliphate. After that, they continued their occupation, and the Arabian army approached the borders of Ardabil. Ardabil was the ancient culture center of Azerbaijan, and the lead of the Ardabil city, Farrukhzad, in this period. And Farrukhzad decided to fight against the Arabian Caliphate. He tried to believe the people it would be possible to defeat the city from the Arabian attacks. But the battle happened between of them 644. And the result of this battle, Farrukhzad was killed by Arabian army, and the population couldn't continue the struggle against the Arabian Caliphate. And the term of the agreement, the people of Ardabil had to pay tribute. But the Arabian Caliphate didn't touch promises. They didn't touch the local tradition, and also they didn't touch their religion. And the population of Ardabil had to obey the Arabian Caliphate rules. But after 2 years, the people of the population of Ardabil struggled against the Arabian Caliphate, because after this event, the armies of Arabian Caliphate left the Ardabil city. After 2 years, 646, the people rejected to pay their tax, tribute to the treasure of Arabian Caliphate. And in this case, Arabian Caliph sent the new army, new troops to Ardabil, more than soldiers than before. And a battle happened between the sides. And of course, the people of the Ardabil, population Ardabil, was defeated by Arabian armies, and the amount of the tax was increased. And after that, Arabian Caliphate's army started to come to the ancient city, one of the ancient city, Ardabil, 643. And the Ardabil city was occupied by Rahman. Rahman was the leader of Arabian Caliphate's army. The main aim of Rahman, after the occupied Derbent city, he wanted to increase, to larger the lands of Arabian Caliphate on the north side of Derbent city. But on the north of Derbent city, there was more dangerous enemy for Albania city, of course, for Arabian Caliphate. This dangerous city was Khazar Empire. We know that the origin of empire was Turkish tribes, and the soldiers of this empire was very courageous, was very brave. And we said that Rahman was the leader of this Arabian Caliphate's army, and 2 battles happened between the sides. The first battle happened 643. This battle is known in the history of Azerbaijan, Balanjar fight. There are 2 Balanjar fights in the history of the world. The first Balanjar fight happened in 643. The second Balanjar fight happened after 10 years, 653. What is the similarity of them? There are 2 similarities between these battles. The first similarity is that both of them happened between the same sides, Arabian Caliphate and the Khazar Empire. And the second similarity of this battle is that both of the sides ended with the victory Khazar Empire over the Arabian Caliphate. As the result of the Balanjar first fight, Arabian Caliphate's army was destroyed by the Khazar Empire's army. And the lead commander of the Arabian Caliphate, Rahman ibn Rabia, was killed. But of course, the Caliph of Arabian Caliphate didn't agree with this situation. And in this case, after 10 years, he sent troops against the Khazar Empire, more than soldiers. And in this time, Rahman's small brother, Salman, was the leader, commander of Arabian Caliphate's army. But the result of this battle finished the same as first one. And Arabian army was destroyed again by the Khazar Empire's soldiers' army, and Salman was killed. But I must say one thing, that only Arabian Caliphate defeat the Khazar Empire's army at the middle of the 8th century. After that, the Khazar Empire's population had to obey Arabian Caliphate, and after that, they adopted the new religion, Islam religion. And I wanted to give some information about in Albania and about Javanshir. We said that Javanshir was sent by his father to the center of the empire to fight against the Arabian with Sassanid army. And fought against Arabian Caliphate more than 7 years. After more than 7 years fight against the Arabian Caliphate, he came back his homeland. And he decided to came back his homeland and continue his struggle against Arabian Caliphate from his homeland. But when he arrived his country, he understood that the ruler of the Sasanian Empire liked him. So when Javanshir was abroad fight against Arabian Caliphate, by the big Iran Persian feudal gave the trouble the population, local population, and they took everything from the population, and they give their life was very hard for the local population in this period. And first of all, Javanshir decided to fight against the big Iran feudals and decided to avoid the country from them and tried to keep them away from the country. After this event, Javanshir tried to find the way how can fight against Arabian Caliphate and how it will be possible to keep the independence of the Albania state. And in this period, not only Arabian Caliphate was enemy for Albania state, but also on the other side, Byzantium, and other side, Khazar Empire was the enemy for Albania, was dangerous enemy for Albania state and the people of Azerbaijan. And Javanshir not only was a brave soldier, general, ruler, but also he was very clever politician. And he decided to use from one enemy against another one. And he decided to make a good relationship with Byzantium, and in this way he wanted to keep the independence of Albania state. And he went to the capital of Byzantium twice. The first time he went to the capital of Byzantium 654. Second time he went to Byzantium, the capital of Byzantium, and met the Constantine II 660. And the term of the agreement, they agreed that to fight against it, to struggle against the Arabian Caliphate together, because Javanshir wanted to keep the independence, and he wanted to keep from the attack of Arabian Caliphate to Albania. But on the other hand, Byzantine Empire wanted to use from Javanshir against the Arabian Caliphate. And they agreed, they decided to fight against Arabian Caliphate together. But in this period, there was more dangerous country, state enemy appeared on the north side of Azerbaijan. Already we have give some information about the Khazar Empire, the fights which that happened between the Khazar Empire and the Arabian Caliphate, and we said that the result of this battle, Khazar Empire won against the Arabian Caliphate. But after this event, the king of the Khazar Empire wanted to more lands, and of course the main aim of his to take wealthy from the country. One of like that country, of course, Albania. And when the Khazar Empire's army entered the Azerbaijan land, Javanshir decided to fight against them. And there were two fights between of them. Two fights happened between the sides. The first fight happened 662 near the Chur River. And the result of this fight, Javanshir, the Khazar's army was defeated by Javanshir. And the army of Khazar Empire had to leave the Azerbaijan land. But after 3 years, 663, the Khazar Empire's army entered the borders of Albania more than soldiers than before. And the battle happened between of them near the Aras River. First fight happened near on the side of the Chur River, but the second fight happened between the sides on the Aras River. But the result of second fight, Javanshir couldn't protect the country, and the result of the battle, Khazar empires won the battle. But Javanshir, we said that not only was a brave ruler, brave general, he was also a very clever politician, and he decided to solve this problem with a diplomacy way, and he made a treaty to the Khazar empire, and they signed the agreement, and also Javanshir related with the Khazar empire. He got married, the daughter of Khazar empire. In this way, he kept the independence of the country. And on the other hand, the result of the battle, Khazar empire's army took everything from took cattle from the people, and the term of the agreement, all the things which that was taken by the Khazar empire's army came back to the population. And but the situation was changed very quickly. So 631, new dynasty came the power at the Arabian Caliphate. This is Amavi. We know that the history of Arabian Caliphate, there were three dynasties. One of them, the first dynasty is called Rashidi, the second one is called Amavid, and third one will give information Abbasid dynasty. And we said that 661, the new dynasty came the power of Arabian Caliphate. And Javanshir decided to use from this station, and he attained to Arabian Caliphate. We can ask like that question, why Javanshir changed his mind so quickly? First of all, he wanted to use from this station Byzantium, he approached the Byzantium, the second Khazar Empire, and finally he attained to Arabian Caliphate. All of them showed that Javanshir was a very clever and brave person. And Javanshir wanted to use from this station, and the main aim of Javanshir to keep the independent Albania state, and he didn't want to destroy the cities, to destroy the country. In this case, he used from all the chance to keep the independence of the state. And there is any more question for why? What is the relationship about Byzantium? We said that twice Javanshir had been the palace, the capital of the Byzantium, and there were agreement between of them. And there is connection Albania and Byzantium only with the district Armenia. But in this period, this district was occupied by Arabian Caliphate. In this case, it was impossible to connection with Byzantium and fight against the Arabian Caliphate together. It was impossible. And the second reason Javanshir attained the Arabian Caliphate. In this way, he wanted also to keep the attack of big Iranian feudals of the country. And Javanshir went to the Damascus. Damascus was the capital of Caliph, Arabian Caliphate, and met Mu'tasim twice. At the end of 8th century and 60 years. The first meeting happened between of them 667, and the second meeting happened between the sides after 3 years. 670. Javanshir went to Damascus and met the Caliph. The meeting's result was ended very successful. Success for the Javanshir, because Arabian Caliphate, the Caliph, promised that they wouldn't touch the internal independence of Albania state. But Javanshir promised the population of Albania had to pay tribute every year to the tradition of Arabian Khilafat. And in this way, Jawanshir keeps the internal independence of the country. And also, in this, the conditions, the term of this agreement, it would be possible to keep the independence of the country and also keep to attack big Iran Persian lords and Khazar Empire. And also the Caliph of Arabian Khilafat wanted to use Jawanshir against the Byzantium, because we said that in this period Byzantium is the most dangerous enemy for the Arabian Khilafat. Only the problem against the Arabian Khilafat was Byzantium. And Jawanshir was a brave man, and also the Caliph Mu'tasim wanted to use the troops of Jawanshir against the Byzantine Empire. But it is very repeated that 681 Jawanshir was killed, was assassination by the Byzantine feudals. And after this event, the army of Khazar Empire invaded the borders of Azerbaijan, ravaged the borders of Jawanshir, and they robbed the city, took everything from the population. And in 705, Arabian army entered the borders of Azerbaijan, and they came to Albania in 705. They took Jawanshir's last heir to the capital of Damascus and executed him. And after this event, the domination of Mehrani dynasty was ended at the Albania state. And after this event, in 705, Albania was seized to Arabian Khilafat. And after this event, the new control system established in Azerbaijan. And by 705, on the south side of Azerbaijan depend on the Arabian Khilafat, but by that event we said that the north side of Azerbaijan kept its internal independence. After Albania state was seized by Arabian Khilafat, all the parts of Azerbaijan seized, subject by Arabian Khilafat. Of course, Arabian Khilafat was very strong in this period. And imagine that there are dozens of Arabian Khilafat in Asian, European, and in African countries. And Arabian Khilafat, this state, though there are many areas, there are much more lands of this country, but the rulers of this country, the caliphs, didn't have experience about the control system. In this case, at the first years of the empire of the state, they used from the old control system of Sassanid Empire. We say that because they didn't have got experience about the control system. But after that, after some years, of course, they learned about and get experience about the control system of the empire, and they created a new control system. This called is Emirates. During the Arabian Khilafat period, the new control system formed in Azerbaijan, not only in Azerbaijan, all of the part of the empire, and this called the Emirates. Emirates also divided to, at the earliest period of the empire, there are 5 Emirates, but during the Abbasid dynasty period, the numbers of the Emirates reached from 5 to 14. Azerbaijan was included. The first period empires, Azerbaijan was included the third Emirates. But after that, he included the fourth Emirates, which that caliph was Al-Jazeera. And Emirates in their turn were divided into mahal. We said that Emirates is divided into mahal. Mahal also divided to Mantaga. And the Emirate was ruled by Emir. Emir was appointed by the caliph. And all the civil and military power were in Emir's hands. The head of the city was called Amil. Amil also took the tax from the population. The head of the judicial department is called Ghazi. And in this period, during the Arabian Caliphate's time, the new communication service, communication office established, created in empire, also in Azerbaijan. This communication center, Khalid, was Baril. Baril is a communication system established in Azerbaijan. This is like that communication system. For example, imagine that you wanted to go from Ganja to Baku. There are, from Ganja to Baku, there are many post stations on the way. For example, one of them is on Yevlax, another one is Hajgabul, and continue like that. And this service, this postal office form, this communication barrel was held on the horse and was held by the horseman. Imagine that the horseman arrived at Yevlax and he gave the latest information to another horseman, and he continued this in this form by the end of the points, by the way. And also during the Arabian Caliphate's period, the several period of the empire was used a pigeon post service also. And the armed forces were the main support of the caliph. The armed forces, the main support of the empire also in Azerbaijan. But the soldiers, not only the Arabian tribes, but also other nations could join the army and serve it by the Arabian armies. And the population of Azerbaijan, local population, also can serve it at the military, at the Arabian Caliphate's army. In this case, like that, soldiers divided two parts. One of them is called Mevla, the second one is called Zimme. Mevla is like the soldiers, they served at the Arabian Caliphate army voluntarily, but they adopted the Muslim. But Zimme is a Christian people, but they served in the Arabian army voluntarily. And on the other hand, during the Arabian Caliphate period, they wanted to increase their influence in Azerbaijan. And in this case, also many Arabian tribes moved from Basra, Kufa, Syria, Egypt, and other sides of the empire to Azerbaijan. And during the Arabian Caliphate period, there are two tax forms in Azerbaijan. One of them is called Kharak, the second one is called Jizya. Jizya translated to Azerbaijan language a life tax, but Kharak is a like that tax take from the lands. And Jizya was taken only who wasn't Muslim. If that person adopted Islam, that person was excused to pay the tax. But during the but on the other hand, in this period, the Caliph of Arabian Caliphate was excused the church from pay tax. You can ask why. The main aim of this caliph, in this way, he church helped to empire, to caliph, to had to obey the population to Arabian Caliphate. In this case, they helped it. The church also was able to pay the tax. During the Arab domination, land ownership had 5 forms, and there were 5 ownership forms during the Arabian Caliphate period in Azerbaijan. Divan, Iqta, Mülk, Vaqf, Icma. Divan is like that ownership from about the state land, and these were called Divan or the Sultan lands, and all the income which that came from this land is about the state. The second form of the ownership is called Iqta. Iqta was given for the military service. If somebody served at the military, Iqta was given to them. And there were 2 forms of Iqta. One of them is donated. You can see from this, one of them is donated. The second one is lease. What is the difference between of them? Donated forms of Iqta is owner's personal property. It could be a generation. It could be passed from one generation to another generation. Imagine that from father to son, and it could be continued. It was given, and all this type of ownership was given by the Divan lands, state lands. But the second form of this type of it is not about the owner's personal property. It couldn't be possible to pass from one generation to another generation. The third one of the ownership is called Mülk. Mülk was given. Mülk is about the feudal land, and they are free to use. They are independent how to use from this ownership form. And the fourth one is called Vaqf. Vaqf is about the religion ownership forms, and it is about the holy cities. This type of tax couldn't be possible to lease, to donate it, to sell, to buy. It is only about use of the religion, about the holy cities. And the last forms of the ownership is called Icma. Icma, everybody can use like that ownership. For example, wheat, rivers, and forest. And everybody is free to use like that types of ownership. But during the Abbasid period, the situation was changed for Azerbaijan and also all of the part of the empire. During the Abbasid dynasty period, the amount of the tax was increased. Also, like that, zakat, khums, like that, tax form aided. And I want to say one thing that during the Rashid's Caliphate period, the life of the people was very easier during the Sassanid period, because during the result of the Reformation, if somebody by the 14 years old and over 65 years, under 14 years old and over 65 years old, they didn't take the tax. But during the Arabian Abbasid dynasty period, everybody must pay the tax, and the amount of the tax was increased. And in this case, there are several parts of the empire, the liberation and freedom movement struggle against the Arabian Caliphate, because the life of the population was very hard, and it was very impossible to pay the tax in time. In this case, of course, they met with the many problems by the Arabian soldiers, Arabian feudals, and in this case, we said that the rebels started against the Abbasid Caliph. And the Caliph of Abbasid Al-Mansur was very greedy. In this case, the population called him the father of the money. During the Harun al-Rashid, the amount of the tax was increased again, and we said that, and the rebels started the protest and increased against the struggle, freedom and liberation struggle movement against the Arabian Caliphate. The first rebels happened against the Arabian Caliphate at the center of the empire. This rebel called it, as known as the history, Xariciler, foreigners. In Azərbaycan language, Xariciler harekatı, the foreigners movement. The main aim of these rebels, they consider that the caliph was elected by the population, by the people, and they wanted like that. They considered that the caliph must be elected like that. But of course they couldn't do anything. The rebels was defeated. But in Azerbaijan, the struggle started from the 748, and between 748 and 752. In this period, in Barda, Beylagan, Ardabil, and the other cities of the other parts of the Azerbaijan district, population rise, freedom and liberation struggle against the Arabian Caliphate. And the lead of this struggle was big feudal, but the leader of this movement was Musafir. Musafir was the Bacha, but the rebels couldn't do anything, and they were defeated by the armies of Arabian Caliphate. The more dangerous and with that, the result of the movement, of course, we must talk about the Khurrami movement, which that lasted nearly 60 years, more than 50 years against the Arabian Caliphate. I must say one thing, that the result of Khurrami movement weakened the Arabian Caliphate, and he started to lose his strong from time to time after the result of the Khurrami movement. And Khurrami movement started from the 778 and continued till 838. And when we talk about the Khurrami movement, what is the Khurram word translated to Azerbaijan language? Khurram is called in Azerbaijan language red one, in red color, because the first time they raised the red flag and they dressed red clothes. In this case, this movement known in the history of Azerbaijan, Khurrami movement. And we said that by 836, it wasn't very powerful rebels against the Arabian Caliphate, and it is not very dangerous for the empire. But 816, the ruler of Khurrami's movement, Zavidan, met with Babak. Babak was the hero of Azerbaijan population, and we, of course, proud of him, because the main aim of his to protect the country from the invaders. He wanted to avoid the countries from the foreign invaders. I wanted to give some information about the life of the Babak. The real name of Babak was Hassan. Babak was born in a poor family in 798 on the 1st July near the Bilalabad village, in Bilalabad village near Ardabil. And he was orphaned from his small child. And in Tabriz one day he met with the ruler of Khurrami movement, Zavidan, and Zavidan understood that Babak was a brave and was a very clever person, and he took him to the Bas castle. In this period, Zavidan and Abu Imran was the leader of the Khurrami movement, but in 816 they killed each other. After that, Babak started to rule the country. And After Babak came to the power of this movement, the areas of this struggle spread almost all the countries and the other cities. And 819, the first time Caliph sent the regular armies against the Khurrami movement. And by the end of this movement struggle, rebels, many fights happened between the sides, and I wanted to give 4 of them, which is more interesting than others. The first battle happened near the Hashtatsar, 829, and second Hashtatsar. In the history of Azerbaijan, there were 2 Hashtatsar fights. The first one happened 829, and second one 855. And both of them was ended the victory Babak over the Arabian Caliphate's army. And there were also 2 Hamadan fights. The first one happened in 830, and second one 833. And second Hamadan fight was defeated by the Arabian Caliphate first time. And in this period, Arabian Caliphate was also fighting against the Byzantium. And Caliph decided to stop to battle war between the Byzantium, and he sent all the troops against the Babak, because he understood that already this movement is very dangerous for the Caliph, for the empire. Also this movement helped to other parts of the empire. The population started to rebel against the Arabian Caliphate. And in this case, in 865, the Turkish Orange commander Afshin was chosen the leader, was elected by the Caliph as a commander of the army with that troops, with that sent against Babak. The Afshin was a very clever person and was a very brave commander, and he tried to make treaty with Babak, and he wanted to use from Babak against the Byzantium Empire. But of course Babak didn't agree with this. And the first fight between of them happened with the victory Babak over the Arabian Caliphate. But 837, the Caliph sent for the help of 30,000 soldiers and also 30 billion dirhams for the help of Afshin. And on the 26th of August, the battle happened between the sides, and the result of this battle, the castle of Baz was occupied by Afshin, and Babak went to the Shaki city near the Sahel ibn Sumbat. Sahel ibn Sumbat was a friend of Babak, and Babak wanted to cross from this side, went to the Byzantium, and continued the struggle against the Arabian Caliphate from this. But the Caliph declared that if somebody gave Babak hand Babak alive, that person will be presented 2 billion dirhams. And Sahel ibn Sumbat broke the friendship between the Babak, and he gave hand the Babak to Afshin. And on the 14th of March, Babak was extended in Samra city in Iraq. But the result of this movement influenced the Arabian army, Arabian Caliphate. And from time to time after this event, the Caliph, the empire, started to lose his strong period and started to be weaker. And in the 11th century, Caliphate had been weakened. As a result, we said that strength is border relation position, and also the almost all the part of the empire, the population started to struggle against the freedom increase, and the struggle, all of them, the result all of this event, the Arabian Caliphate started to collapse, and the result of the slavery of Arabian Caliphate in Azerbaijan, the new feudal, independent feudal states established. And the result of the slavery Arabian Caliphate, 5 independent states established in Azerbaijan. The old tradition, the revolts of Azerbaijan, they were Shirvanshah, Saadi, Salale, Rabbadi, and Shaddadi states. And all of the after Islam was the official religion of all of these states. I must say that Islam played the great role, the formation of Azerbaijan population and Azerbaijan nation, and also the Islam religion played a positive role, uniting not only Turkish tribes but also non-Turkish ethnic groups against foreign invaders. And Shirvanshah state, the result of the slavery Arabian Caliphate, we said that established 5 independent feudal states. Shirvanshah state one of them. The earliest period of the state, it wasn't state. It was the small residence on the Caspian Sea, on the north side of Azerbaijan. When we talk about Shirvan, at the earliest period, we didn't say that it was a state. It was a district province on the north side of Azerbaijan, from the lands to Chur to Derbent, and on the shores of the Caspian Sea. The dynasty of this state connection with Arabian types, Mazyadi Arabian types, also this origin as known in the history of the word Yazidiyya and Shaybani dynasty. And the ruler, the founder of this dynasty, Marziban ibn Muhammad ibn Yazid. Yazid ibn Muhammad was the first founder of this dynasty. He was a brave soldier, and he fought against the Byzantium as a commander, Arabian Caliphate's army. In this case, Azerbaijan areas was given as a present to emeritus to the Yazid ibn Muhammad. And the province's capital was Berda, but Yazid ibn Muhammad died in 801 and was burnt in Berda. After that, Muhammad ibn Yazid period, his son's period, the residents moved from Berda to Ganja city. And 759, the old Ganja city repaired again, and the residents moved from Berda to Ganja. But 861, during the Hisam ibn Khalid's period, he declared the Shirvanshah as an independent state. And after that, he also took the title of Shirvan, and the new state started to call it Shirvan. And the capital of the state is Shirvan. But 916, Lahaj district was occupied. After that, during the Abu Tahir's period, the capital moved from the shore of the Caspian Sea to the old Shamakh city. And Shirvanshah state played a great role of the life of the Azerbaijan state, the population of the Azerbaijan state. And Shirvan was also, Shirvanshah state was also played the great role to establish the Azerbaijan culture, and Shirvan district was a culture center, tradition center, and all of them. And on the other hand, Shirvanshah state exists longer than other states in the history of Azerbaijan. After the Shirvanshah state established, they started to seize it as a land. 583 Qəbələ and also Bərdə and Ərdəbil also 989 Derbent city was seized by the Şirvanşah state. It is very important to seize Derbent city because Derbent city carries the Iron Gate and all of the period of the story, the foreign invaders came to Azerbaijan areas from the north. And it was very important to rebuild the borders of the Derbent and it helped Şirvanşah state to live for a long period. And Şirvanşah state, we say that exists in Azerbaijan the longest period from 861 till 1538. By Safavid state, this state was ended. The second state established in Azerbaijan after the Şirvanşah state, Sajid state. The dynasty of state were the Turkish tribes, and Afshin was the famous representative of this dynasty. And this state lived between the age 879 and 841. And the capital of the state, the several periods of the story had been the Erdebil and Maraga. And we must say once again that during this Sajid period, all of the Azerbaijan lands was seized under a single state. This event happened 3 times in the history of Azerbaijan. The first time it about the Sajid state, second time Salarli state, and the last time during the Safavid period, all the Azerbaijan lands from Derbent to Zanjan, all the Azerbaijan lands seized under a single state. And the Abu Sajid was the first ruler of this state. But 941, and I wanted to say once again that you can see some coins on the slide. This coins about the drilling was found by the results of exhibition by the scientists, and was written on these coins the rulers of the Sassanid state. It's shown that it gave information to us that Sajid state had been the independent state. And after that, 941 Sajid state was ended by Salari state. As Salari state, Merziban ibn Muhammad. The origin of this state was Arabian dynasty, and during the Salari state's period, also all of the Azerbaijan lands seized under a single state. And also during the Salari state period, first time on the Caspian Sea, the military and trade ships started to swim, and during the Salari period, they kept the military navy at the Caspian Sea. And the next state was Rabbadi state. The origin of this state also the Arabian dynasty. Şirvanşah and Rabbadi state's dynasty is connection with the Arabian, but Sajid and Salari was the Turkish tribes. Rabbadi state, during the Rabbadi state's period, the capital moved from Erdebil to Tabriz. And the main role of Rabbadi state is that the ruler of Rabbadi state led the August Turkish families came to Azerbaijan, and 2,000 August family moved to Azerbaijan, and West Sudan allowed to live here them. And last state is called Shattadi state. Shattadi state, the origin of the state was the Kurd state, and in 971 this state established by the Muhammad ibn Shattad. And Shattadi state's capital was Ganja city. We know that because the result of the Slavs attack 944, the Bərdə was ended, and after that the capital moved from Bərdə to Gəncə city. Şəddadi state played the main role, the history of Azerbaijan, of course, the history of Gəncə. And during the Şəddadi state time, the two famous monument was built in Azerbaijan. One of them is Kudafarin Bridge, which that was built in 1027, and it is over there, was built over the Aras River. And you can see the bridge is 200 meters, and the main aim of this bridge was the military service, but also it helped to improve the economy and the culture relation between the sides. And the second important exponent during the Şəddadi period was prepared in Gəncə, the gate of Gəncə, and during the independent period, the similarity was built when you enter the Gəncə city, you can see it. But I must say one thing, that we know the history of Azerbaijan. 1039 there was earthquakes happened in Gəncə, and after this event, the Georgian Feodals came to Gəncə and took this castle gates with them. Now it keeps in Kutaisi city. And Şəddadi state also played the main role to defeat Azerbaijan, especially Gəncə city, from the attacks of Georgian and other invaders. And that's enough. I think that if you have got any question about our lesson, you can write comment or you can write our WhatsApp group. But at the end of my lecture, I want to thank to ADAU team members to organize this online lesson, and greatest thanks to our rector, Professor Ibrahim Jafarov. Thank you very much for your attention.